Right, hello everyone, welcome back to Titanic Honor and Glory. We are here almost on board the Titanic for the third demo edition of the upcoming game, which is kind of embargoed until today. So thankfully this has been recorded in advance and is now being uploaded on this day, which it should be publicly available. The reason I've got it on the pause menu is because one of the things they have added is in fact a narration. So let's just dive on in. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
First the train from London to Liverpool, then a short trip to the docks where I boarded the ferry to Dublin, then the long train ride through Ireland to Belfast. Not a bad ride, but excruciatingly long. Check in at the guest house in the town proper, quick supper, quick sleep, quick breakfast, and hop on a local train here to the Harlem Wolf shipyard. Fortunately, it was punctual. I was worried about being tardy for being 3 hours early. My darling Claire always said to me, "Robin, you better get out of the house right now and go be useful to someone." She always did lovingly encourage me to show up for work early and give my best effort. Titanic is likely no different from the Olympic. They're structurally identical. The Olympic underwent these trials months ago, so this should be a simple repeat. I board, observe her during the sea trials, vote aye or nay on her certification, and then I ride her back to Southampton. Come on, Robin, you can't mess this one up, as Claire always told me.
Okay, so we're here. I'm going to apologise for the previous segment because you'll have my face. This isn't a reaction video, reaction channel. It's just that I don't have a hotkey to be able to change between the scene because I have like quite a considerable number of different scenes available for whatever I'm recording. And so yeah, so you kind of had to watch me in silence there. In any case, would you look at this? This is the RMS Titanic, and there is something a lot more splendid about being able to see it in this view.
Let's look at the positive.
It's like
the weather broke, and now I've been given the opportunity to board the Titanic advance of the trials. This gives me a bit of time to really admire the beauty of the ship before I have to scrutinize every last aspect of her functionality.
Yes, it is certainly impressive like nothing else. So because it is the kind of important bit of the demo, I will be keeping quiet during talking, as in when the narrator is talking, and for the meanwhile we will do a commentary. I am sighing because I know what's coming. This for a demo has to be one of the dumbest things I've seen. So we go from leaving the grand views of the Titanic and the grand views of our train, which had only one passenger and no crew. This is still a mod. This is still a work in progress. But they play on that just about now.
I had better find my way aboard. But I suppose there isn't reason for too much haste. No one else has even arrived yet, it seems.
No one arrived.
Plenty of time to explore, if I desire.
So
I'm quite surprised by the amount of confidence the industry is placing into this ship. She's not even certified yet, and her first ticketed voyage is just a week from now. No room for failure on these trials, I suppose. It's like getting dressed up for a date when you haven't even begun your courtship yet. How do you know if you'll be rejected or not? I learned that one the hard way.
So yes, now we begin. The single most annoying thing in a demo I've ever seen. So yeah, we're free to explore. We've got little houses and things and yada yada yada. Now the game, the demo suddenly turns...
Belfast Lock is beautiful. With the hills around it and the morning fog, it reminds me of what I always imagined Puget Sound would be like. A man sure can make a living out in Seattle, if he can hold off the plague.
Yes, this is going to be one of the most annoying segments of anything I've ever seen in my life. Rather than just being able to kind of run and go through join onto the Titanic, you've got to go through a puzzle, like a labyrinth puzzle, before you can get on. I've never seen like in an exploration like thing for a demo. I don't think, from what I know of the plot of the game, that this will feature in the game. So why they've gone to the length to make this such...
I see they're doing all they can to extend my travel time. How do I find my way through this mess?
Yes. So how do you find your way through all of this mess? Well, let me show you how you found your way through all of this mess. Is it this way? No, it's this way. So basically, you think that you found your way to the gangway up on board the beautiful, the wonderful RMS Titanic, the very thing that you downloaded 6 gigabytes worth of demo for. You come up to the gangway. Gangway? That's a fun word. You come up to the gangway, climb all aboard, go up the creaky ass steps, and what do we find?
They couldn't simply move these signs out of the way. This vessel has triple screws. Yes, I feel the same way right now too, thank you.
Yes, so we can't actually get in this way, which is silly. I don't know why they've decided to add this. This literally serves nothing. Because my first thought was it was a way of getting a little bit more narrative across, but actually the Mr. Narrator dude doesn't actually speak very much during this thing. So it's just an episode on frustration, which we are now going to fast forward through.
Just can't beat that train carriage arrangement. It really stretched my cognitive abilities. People simply aren't stimulated enough these days. Claire tells me that every night.
So yes, and after 7 centuries, we've finally reached the gangway that we need to go on to, which we'll now remark in a second.
Since the gangway is blocked, I'll board here through the first class.
And it's when you get up close that you kind of see just how big and grand this ship once was. It is truly phenomenal in stature, and all that is left to do is board the RMS Titanic, which we now will. So we're going into first class. Right, so welcome on board the RMS Titanic. We are quite familiar with this place because this is, I think, the second time that we've seen this specific location. And so we're now here for a somewhat guided tour of the Titanic. Now, a lot of this we have seen already because it's kind of an amalgamation of the 2 original demos along with some extra features.
Spaces should be accessible at the moment, but I may be able to venture down to 3rd class for a spell through Scotland Road on E-Deck. I believe I'm boarding before anyone else. Robin, right now you're the most handsome man on the Titanic.
Well played. Yeah, so there's a number of features. I don't remember this being here. That seems somewhat dangerous. Anyway, so this is the RMS Titanic in Belfast, still under construction, so we can't quite get absolutely everywhere. We have boarded in D-Deck, so we're going to go up. We're here at the grand staircase, and so let's go on upstairs. So this is here. We can't get onto A-Deck, not on this floor. We can at the aft grand staircase, so we'll do that in a little minute. But this is basically...
I shouldn't venture too far on deck. The Board of Trade members may board soon, and I'm expected to meet them.
So yes, this is the boat deck above, and then the A deck all the way down here. We're going to go down to B deck, which is kind of slightly less ridiculous rooms, and as you can see, it is a lovely part of the ship. We've got doors. We can.
Lifts are out of order. That's fine. Real men don't take lifts. Lifts are for women, Claire says. Robin, take the long way up.
His wife's mean. Anyway, so this is the B deck, which is mostly just luxurious cabins, I do indeed believe. So having a little explore down here.
Cabins upon cabins upon cabins upon cabins upon cabins.
There's a lot of cabins! So yes, you can kind of see all the people that were on board the Titanic when it gone down smashed into the iceberg. And so actually one thing you don't quite get the sense of is just actually how compact a ship it was. I mean, like, this isn't very big at all. You kind of expect these grand wide corridors that just they're not there. It's a very tight ship, surprisingly so. Right. So, what's in here? Secretaries and things. Okay. So this is the aft grand staircase that we are on.
Love the wood detailing here. It's absolutely perplexing. Now that's a craft I can really respect. Lovely wood.
And so,
I've been fond of wood.
so
When younger, I used to cut wood for the poor folks 2 streets over. My neighbors started calling me Robin Wood. They always laughed at, but I don't know why. I wore that title proudly.
So yes, we are going to have quite a lot of vomiting of exposition. So yes, from the aft grand staircase we can get onto A deck and see the wonderful executive cabins that they have, which is a room for 3 people here. Is that a camera? It is, it's an old camera, cool. So this is one of the cabins. The smoking room is visible, although we can't actually get into it, and we're about to remark.
What a fine accommodation for the unwinding of the gentlemanly sort after a long day at sea.
The gentlemanly
If
sort.
only it were open now, and there were men in there to socialize with. Perhaps then I'd make some friends.
I have turned off the little icons just so that we can see what's going on. So this is the kind of part where you, if just where the kind of couch, where the box between the couches are, is where Buck Riviera used to sit in the Titanic: An Adventure Out of Time, which will be making an appearance in this video, as I so amusingly found out. So we've tried to go down here in the past. We've already been in the A-deck cabins, but here...
is already on board. Why does this surprise me? His drawings are scattered about like toys in a nursery. Well, I shouldn't intrude here any longer.
Yes, so this has that's Tom Sanders' room, who is the designer of the RMS Titanic, which we have seen before. Now we've been in these places before.
It does remind you of Paris, though excepting the smell of overflowing sewage. Wonderful memories are coming back to me of that city.
So the thing I like about this is everything is nice and sharp, and like you can look at the windows and actually see things now. Like, because you get up to this, and look how clear the photograph is. So this is all pretty damn cool. There's a number of little stuff scattered around the place. This is the restaurant where we have visited before.
Its tables already set. Mr. Gotti hasn't even boarded yet. Oh well, top marks for presentation.
Yes, so apparently this dining room was so executive that it wasn't even counted in the cost of your ticket on board the Titanic, even if you bought into A deck, which is like the most executive places. You had to pay each and every time you wished to dine in this restaurant. I can't actually remember what it's called. That's the menu, which we don't want. I think it's just called the restaurant. I don't know if it had a specific name. This was the Café Parisien, which does have a specific name. And, right, so where do we want to go? From C deck, there's not too many places we can do, so we can go. So we may as well go downstairs. And we'll get a look at another one of the cabins. So this wasn't opened up before, but we've seen into the A deck cabins. We're in C deck, and see, look how clear the map is. Like, I think, yeah, I mean, I've seen modern titles where if you get this close to one of the images, it just goes, but this is not like that at all. And you can see all of the people that were on board: doctor, assistant doctor, steward, restaurant manager, all these people. And if you look at the rooms, so for some of the rooms, like the one that we're about to go into, it doesn't have many onboard facilities other than just a bed and a little sink to freshen yourself up. Whereas if you look at the houses, so I don't actually have a crosshair, so you can't quite see what I'm looking at. But if you look between cabin C66 and C64, you've basically got you've got the 3 beds in the cabin. Each has its own cupboard for storing things. The 2 rooms share a bathroom and toilet rather than having to go to the kind of communal ones which are available in other parts of ship. That's the gents there and that's the ladies there. And the bathhouse, so they don't have to go to the shared baths. And also if you look at C62, you notice there's no beds. The beds are denoted by a number. There's no beds because this is the sitting room, the cabin C64. Like, you can have your own sitting room in a cabin. It's just... So this is one of the places that you can't go. You see all the little circles and lines just in the middle of the screen at the moment. This is the kind of dining room for stewards and maids and assistants who aren't allowed to dine with everyone else. So that's there on the map, but it's otherwise inaccessible at this moment. So this is the lavatory, which we don't want to be in. This is where we want to be in. So this is all kind of important people's. So I've got the doctor, restaurant manager, and chief steward, bucket of paint, and the room that is open is here. Now whose room is it? Let's look at the medallion. Mr. Austin Partner. So if we pop into this room, so this is a C deck cabin room. It's quite cozy, but down this end of the ship it is not amazingly grand. I don't know where that's supposed to be. But yes, so, it tells you, but you can't actually zoom in. What? No, can't read it. Yeah, so this is a C deck cabin. Cozy, comfortable, but ultimately small. Oh, it's got a weird radiator. Yes, it's just floating. It is ultimately quite small, so I can only imagine what D, E, and F deck storage would be like. So the maids' dining room is in here. The maids and valet dining room is in here, which we can't actually get to at the moment. We've seen the barber shop already. We're about to make a remark on it.
I wonder if the barber will be on board for the run to Southampton. Lord knows I should fancy a shave after my journey here. Speaking of barbers, I'm quite glad old Harry is there to look after Claire while I'm away. They always were fond of each other, and when my son was born, Harry was particularly fond of him, never missing a birthday. See, this is the kind of friend a man really needs. His presence seems to even alleviate her hysteria condition.
It's fine, they're not having an affair. They might be having an affair. Okay, so we'll head back along C deck, because we've seen... Let us have a look at the map. We've seen everything that is available to be seen upon this here deck. Like I say, a lot of this has been seen before, so... Ooh. So this is a double bedded cabin in C deck. You can kind of peep into some of the rooms, which is pretty cool. Let's see, is there anything here open? No, it is not. So if we get along to kind of where we saw on the map, so you'll see if we go to put information on. See, is it on the other side? Yeah, here you go. So there's this one. So this is C55 is one of the sitting rooms for the Strausses, who are based here, and I think they might have a room there as well. Either that, they bought it and never actually filled it, because rich people can do what rich people want. Anyway, this is C deck. This is the scene where Smevels diligently stands day and night in Titanic and Adventure Out of Time, and this is also where the purser is accessible. A purser who makes a strange appearance in this. If we get close to the door. Oh, I burst out laughing when I saw that. Yeah. So this is the purser's office. It's actually quite fancy when you get to see it in person. But that is all of the explorable areas on C deck. D deck, they actually opened up the restaurant. So we have seen the piano, which is over there, which is one of 3 that they hauled on board the Titanic.
I especially commend them for modifying the bulkhead. I never cared much for what was on the Olympic.
Okay, so this is the restaurant, which we can only get to a small part of, but you can actually just kind of see the scale of it. And I'm not really sure where to, but during one of the days, all of this tables and chairs were cleared away, and mass was held. You can see on the pianos there. A mass was held, and this was used as somewhat of a church. And it is a hugely, hugely grand room.
I see many of the tables are already set. There will be a fine banquet here for company and partner representatives, myself included, along with the one and only paying passenger joining us on our way to Southampton this evening.
Huh. I didn't know that there was one passenger aboard the trial. Yes. Big and fancy. Anyway, that is all to see on C deck. So let's fire down to D deck. That's all to see on D deck. Let's fire on down to E deck. And I don't think there's anything. In fact, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to fire ourselves all the way down to F deck. And I don't recall that there's anything new here, but I did get a wee bit of a kind of laugh. So the Titanic was full of features. This is a Turkish bath, which we will remark.
A nice Arabian motif with cooling colours as passengers relax after their time in the baths. But what a poor state these workers left it in.
Oh yes, there's rubbish everywhere. Is that a cookie? It is. So if we go through, so we've seen the electric bath, which is
that lucky dog testing out the electric bath. And I believe I see a sliver of the plunge bath as well.
Yes, so this is the electric bath, which quite famously is where what's his name? Willy von Hibblejaybob? Well, yes, Willy von Hibblejaybob passed away during an accident in the electric bath in Titanic and Adventure Out of Time, which happened just a couple of episodes ago. But this is the electric bath, and here we can actually see Titanic's onboard swimming pool, which is not something that does feature in Titanic and Adventure Out of Time. And how cool! I mean, maybe it's just because I studied history for so long. Because if you've been on a cruise, you will see that most cruise ships now have so many swimming pools and stuff on them. It's oh, it's got a swimming pool on it. Okay, so what? But this is back in the day where ships quite regularly just broke apart because of a lack of understanding of engineering and things. They got the principles, but ultimately not the the build quality and the kind of structural integrity that we enjoy today. So a swimming pool on board a liner is pretty damn cool. So anyway, the last thing we have to show you is E deck, and as you can see, some of the rooms have been opened on up. So this is
This is glorious. You can near well see half the length of the ship in this corridor.
Excellent. So yes, that was the point in Scotland Road. But this is the crew lavatory where all of the stewards had to kind of share. And this is the crew bunks. As you can see, it's a whole heap less luxurious than the first and second class cabins that we have seen here. Got some firefighting equipment. Let's fire on backwards. So we've been down here in previous episodes. This is the third class dining area, which has opened up to its full extent now. So yes, there's a lot of seating for third class individuals. And we'll just go to the back of the ship. I actually can't remember in my quick run through. No. Okay, so there's nothing else that we can visit down here. So we're basically got more crew cabins, chef, the baker, who's here? The smoke room keeper, fancy position. Got another bulkhead that takes us after the ship.
Stores, crew compartments, and stern of the ship. No need to go this way.
Emergency door. Don't you know where this leads? Storekeepers, musicians, so they all share the dorm in there, and the stewards to the engineers. Superior stewards. Superior stewards toilet. So that is basically as far as you can go in the RMS Titanic at this time, save for one feature, which is probably the one time that the voiceover has kind of makes this whole half-hour adventure into the bowels of the Titanic worth it. So let us look for an open door up ahead.
Oh dear, the door is open. Perhaps I'm not supposed to look in here, but I can't pass up this opportunity for a little adventure. Oh, if Claire were here now to see me being so daring.
So daring? Yes. So this is boiler room number 4? Nope, 6. Okay. So we can go up. Doesn't lead us anywhere, but we can go up.
How by Edward did I get myself here? Climbing too high, I think. No, Robin, it's not your time to get your angel wings just yet. No, not just yet.
I'm actually not quite sure where this leads. In any case, you can just see the very bottom of the smokestack here, which is what this kind of wacky internal passage is for. But not only can we go up, we can go down into G-deck, then to the orlop, and further down into the bowels of the ship.
Quite hot here. Where are the workers, though? Well, I suppose they're likely firing up the other boiler room.
So this is the boiler room. So basically, each these things are just freaking huge. Each one of the. Oh no, hang on. I might miss something. So there's ladders here. Can we go all the way around? No, we can't because there's buckets in the way. But yeah, you can jump down and. So the Titanic was fitted with. Oh god, I can't remember how many of these there were, but there were a lot of these 3-hold. Oh, I can't get down this way. Furnaces for propelling the ship.
These machines are massive. 29 on board, propelling
29.
the ship
There we
through
go.
the water like an untamed beast. I anxiously await their performance during the sea trial shortly. Finally free and not held back from anything. No Mr. Tundry in sight. Just freedom.
So basically, the Titanic had I can't remember how many of that breakdown. I guess it must have been 20. No, that doesn't make sense. Basically, they had a lot of these double-ended ones. So around the other side, there's also these same holes for stoking into the fire. And then at the ends of the ship, they only had like one end, not double-ended ones. And another little, again, nice shout out to the Titanic and Adventure of the Time is the Rubaiyat of Obakai. I can't remember what it's called. The Rubaiyat, which is like the key plot device of Titanic and Adventure Out of Time, is visible. A nice little nod. And so, I do indeed believe, let me just double check the map which I have open on the screen next to me. Yes, so that is absolutely everything in this, the third demo of Titanic, An Adventure Out of Time. Let us get a nice view for us to end our video on. Yeah, okay. So yes, the work is coming on quite all nicely, and other than a floating radiator, and there is no bugs or issues, which is always awesome to see, particularly in a game as graphically complicated as this is. Everything is performing exquisitely well, I do have to say, and I should probably say that I am not being paid. I bought my copy in advance of Titanic, An Adventure Out of Time. Ooh, another photo. Okay, I don't know what that is. Yes, I am genuinely starting to get ever more excited to the launch of this game. But we've now seen everything there is to see in the current demo editions of Titanic, An Adventure Out of Time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this demo footage of the... I said Titanic, An Adventure Out of Time, fuck. Thank you very much for watching the third demo footage from Titanic, Honor and Glory, which is an upcoming title which is going to be based on the good ship, the Royal Mail ship Titanic. I mean, everything just looks absolutely spectacular. I'm very much looking forward to this. But there are no more demos coming anytime soon, so we will return next Friday to Titanic, An Adventure Out of Time. So I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this episode of Titanic, Honor and Glory, and I'll see you next time. Bye!